Late breaking news this afternoon. Donald Trump is celebrating Passover this weekend as he bemoans that he doesn't think he'll ever win a Nobel Prize. I swear this is not a joke. Welcome to Occupy Democrats. I'm David Reddish. By now, you know Donald Trump loves to boast about being the most beloved president in history, despite actually ranking at the bottom of the list, even in bipartisan surveys. By a lot. He also loves to say he won elections in landslides when he actually lost. And somehow, the man has it in his head that he's a great statesman. Forget that under his tenure, the US has become a joke and sent nations turning to China and the EU to broker major deals. But never mind. With his lust for a Nobel Prize, Trump has turned his sights on Africa and the ongoing proxy war between Congo and Rwanda.
The Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda are set to sign a peace agreement. The deal was brokered by the United States and is set to be signed on the 27th of June. The provisional agreement announced by the U.S. State Department covers issues including disarmament, the integration of non-state armed groups, and the return of refugees and internally displaced people in eastern DRC. Eastern DRC has been gripped by a violent conflict spanning back decades. Several armed groups are competing for access to precious natural resources including gold, copper, cobalt, and lithium. Congo has accused its neighbor Rwanda of backing one of the largest groups in the conflict, known as the M23. The UN estimates that 4,000 of the group's fighters are troops from Rwanda, though Kigali has strongly rejected those allegations. M23 is one of approximately 100 armed groups involved in the conflict vying for control in the region. Congo and Rwanda are not formally at war and in the past have held peace talks aimed at resolving disputes in eastern DRC.
Yes, it's a messy war, and it looks like there's a good chance it could finally come to an end. In fact, Donald Trump thinks he already deserves a Nobel Prize, even if there is no treaty yet signed. Reached for comment earlier today, he had this to say.
Former Congressman Matt Gaetz threw out an interesting idea suggesting that if you were to broker a deal where nuclear inspectors go into both Israel and Iran, that you could win a Nobel Peace Prize, and they might even rename it the Trump Peace Prize. Did you hear those? What do you think of that?
Well, they should give me the Nobel Prize for Rwanda, and if you look, the Congo, or you could say Serbia, Kosovo, you could say a lot of them. You could say, the big one is India and Pakistan. I should have gotten it 4 or 5 times. I should get it for the I would think the Abraham Accords would be a good one, too. They won't give me a Nobel Peace Prize because they only give it to liberals.
Would you support Iran being able...
Oh, it gets worse and even weirder. Who would have expected, right? Stay with me. By the way, Trump keeps saying that he brokered a ceasefire between India and Pakistan, but that is not true. The pair agreed to a ceasefire without the involvement of the United States representatives. Trump wants to claim credit for anything that happens when he's in office, whether he had anything to do with it or not. Unless, of course, it's something bad, which is usually the case, right? Then it's all Joe Biden's fault. Apparently, this question really got under Trump's skin because subsequent to the clip you just saw, Trump went on Truth Social and published this wacky rant. I am very happy to report that I have arranged, along with Secretary of State Marco Rubio, a wonderful treaty between the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the Republic of Rwanda in their war, which was known for violent bloodshed and death, more so even than most other wars, and has gone on for decades. Representatives from Rwanda and the Congo will be in Washington on Monday to sign documents. This is a great day for Africa and, quite frankly, a great day for the world. I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize for this. I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize for stopping the war between India and Pakistan. I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize for stopping the war between Serbia and Kosovo. I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize for keeping peace between Egypt and Ethiopia. A massive Ethiopian-built dam, stupidly financed by the United States of America, substantially reduces the water flowing into the Nile River. And I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize for doing the Abraham Accords in the Middle East, which, if all goes well, will be loaded to the brim with additional countries signing on, and will unify the Middle East for the first time in the ages. No, I won't get a Nobel Peace Prize no matter what I do, including Russia, Ukraine, and Israel, Iran, whatever those outcomes may be, but the people know, and that's all that matters to me. All right, let's break this mess down, shall we? In this Truth Social post, Trump thinks he deserves a Nobel Prize for a treaty between Rwanda and Congo, which isn't even signed yet, India and Pakistan, which he had nothing to do with, Iran and Israel, which are still fighting, Russia and Ukraine, which are also still fighting, and then the Abraham Accords. Now, in case you aren't familiar, the Abraham Accords were signed in 2020 by a group of Arab nations to normalize relations with Israel. They include the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco. Trumpers love to tout the Accords as a breakthrough in Middle Eastern relations, but that's a gross overstatement. The countries that border or who are most hostile to Israel weren't even involved: Jordan, Lebanon, and most importantly, Saudi Arabia. Without their involvement, little in the region will change. In fact, the Abraham Accords have actually turned public opinion against Israel. In all 4 nations that signed on, the public now views the Accords negatively. In Saudi Arabia, the nation most key to improving relations with Israel and the rest of the region, 76% of respondents said they view the Accords negatively. 96% of the responders thought that the nations should refuse to work with Israel until it offers a 2-state solution for the Palestinians. And Trump wants a Nobel Prize for this mess? No, Don Taco. The Nobel Committee does not just award liberals. Tell that to Yasser Arafat, for goodness sakes. He won one. The Nobel Committee awards people who are competent, you see, and actually establish lasting peace. The moral of the story? Try harder, Taco. This is Occupy Democrats.